NSFW, what was your most disappointing sexual experience? When I went in for doggy and I had to hold my nose cause it smelled like she hadn't wiped her *****. Beep smells get me every time, dude. Out of any beep, make sure your beep is clean before beep around. Too many people place immediate beep over cleanliness and it does not pay off, ever. Used to sleep with a coworker right after work and she'd get so mad that I'd ruin the moment and shower first. Like, sorry, I've been sweating all beep day and I can't be confident in bed knowing I smell like a hot dog. You guys co-owners of a hot dog stand? On a weekend getaway, my beautiful girlfriend at the time dressed up as a beep 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 **** and surprised me, which ordinarily would be my fantasy dream come true. But as I'm mildly manic depressive, and happened to be in a depressive phase, I couldn't get aroused, not even a little. I felt terrible, and very sad. I tried to explain it wasn't her. She left me soon after for her ex-boyfriend. Knew a girl through mutual friends, and matched with her on Tinder. She was very direct, asking about my height and beep length. I took her out to dinner first, and when I brought her to my room I ate her out like a gentleman. As we were about to beep, she started crying about her ex-boyfriend because it was his birthday. We ended up not beep *****. We watched an episode of the Great British Bake Show on Netflix and made out as she left back to her car. I then later invited her to hang out with some of our mutual friends. She never responded and ghosted me. This was my second worst Tinder experience. The Great British Bake Off is amazing. Losing my virginity. He was older than me, kept bragging about all his experience and how I'd definitely get off. Took me to his dad's house and decided to put on a movie. I literally didn't even see the first frame of that movie before he was on top of me and we were making out. Beep time came and he didn't have protection. I stopped him and he got frustrated and I was a dumbass, so I said, "It's fine." Then the most horrible pain, and I swear it lasted forever. He kept asking if I was coming, so I faked like 4 beep ***** to hide my pain and discomfort. There was very little actual pleasure, nothing like he hyped it up to be. I miss my ex and I wanted it to be over. After that we played Uno with his whole family. He ended up sleeping with my best friend the next weekend and I went to the hospital for a UTI, so there's that. Literally I've never regretted something so much in my entire life. Oh man, I hope you're okay now. The first one. Both virgins, super excited, not knowing what's going on. At least you both had a good reason. Was invited to a gangbang. The girl never showed up. Did someone step up and take one for the team? Yeah, me. My first beep was a terrible experience. Me and Am, my partner, were both very inexperienced, but I had a tiny bit more. I went down on her to start Nam. When it was her turn, she literally licked my beep for about 10 seconds, then kinda nod for a second, which hurt like beep, then complained she didn't like it, completely oblivious to the fact that she had literally bit my beep. I'm so sorry because I know it's awful, but I literally just cackled like a crazy person and now I can't catch my breath. Oh god. Young people and their interpretation of how to do oral beep is such a horror show. Beep buddy and I were messing around after work. She took her pants off. I went to eat her out, but noticed poo around her beep beep. I don't want poo chin. Gave the beep a kiss and told her I forgot to do something important and I'll be back later. Saw her the next day. She had obviously showered by then, so we fucked. But I do tend to check after that. Don't like poo chin? What do you have against Russia? Whenever it takes me too long *****. I'm hosting a meeting for people like you next week. Beep when you can. Nice. Was getting down with a chick for first time that was an amateur MMA fighter. Reached hand down for some bottom half foreplay and she quickly pulled my hand away, but not before. I felt that she was trying to hide a very large beep ***, which is not an issue at all. I totally could have gotten into that, and wanted to. I thought it was kinda hot, but her shame about it and the fact that she thought she successfully avoided my noticing, limited the freedom of what I could do with her. The lack of freedom to explore and reciprocate kept me from getting turned on. She noticed and still attempted to put a condom on with her mouth for some reason, which failed horribly and made me feel embarrassed. We cut our losses and gave up. Laying in bed after failed beep sucks. The year in your username concerns me. Dude said, "I love you." We were hooking up for the first time. Classic Schmosby. Had beep with a guy the first went on a few dates with. Lasted 3 minutes, and from 30 seconds in, he was like, "OMG, I'm so close, you gonna come soon?" He then rubbed my lady parts like he was using an eraser, thinking that was gonna get me off. To top it off, he wanted to cuddle and stay night. I made an excuse that I had to get up at 5 a.m. and go to the office early, so he left. This has happened way too many times in my life. Especially the weird eraser thing. I blame beep asterisk 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 asterisk. Couldn't get it up for the most beautiful woman I've ever had the chance to sleep with. Somebody who I actually lusted after for several years. The bartender kept giving us free Jaeger, which seemed like a good idea at the time, but it all added up to a flaccid asterisk 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 asterisk. Never got another shot. My bartender friend still thinks it's hilarious. Oh beep, I know that. Took a few tries to work out that when beep is a possibility, I gotta switch to water. We start up, and about 2 minutes in, my hands touch his butt cheeks and he immediately said, "Nope, don't like that," and got me off him and stopped and just sat down on the couch. I was shocked and trying to understand this erratic behavior, but I was also leaking, and he kinda looked at me with disgust as if I could control it. Sounds like he could have experienced abuse sometime in his past. I tried my hand at making beep hub content and wanted to add some spicy new material, so I asked a friend to bring over his camera and take some beep time videos. I'd never met him prior to this, but seeing as he worked as a video editor, I knew he'd be able to get some money shots. Now I mentioned this in a previous post, but I just want to clarify that the disappointment didn't come from him unexpectedly being well below average in size, but in the foreplay itself. He removed all his clothes without any foreplay whatsoever. Mind you, I was still fully dressed at that point. He kept asking to record, but it was so awkward that I just decided against it. The first time I came, girl I liked who was older than me and I were in a tent together. Without warning, she wanked me off on the outside of my pants and I came in like 0.2 of a second. It scared the bejesus out of me because I thought she had broken my asterisk 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 asterisk. Good times. The one I'm having whilst reading this. My ex. Saying just as we were getting into the rhythm of it, "Do you respect me?" I immediately went flaccid and we had a conversation about WTF just happened, as we had been going out a year and this was our first time together. Fucked my crush and went on top. He was done super quick, didn't even ask if I had fun or SMTH, and went to take a shower. And I even sucked him a little before it. Worst deal in the history of deals. As a teenager, I joined a club at my college. There was only really one guy in the club that I liked. He was kind of nerdy, cute, really funny, decent taste in music, although he was super into Merriweather Post Pavilion for some beep reason. We matched on Tinder a few months later, and had this kind of extremely awkward date where he suggested we go back to his place after, like, 30 minutes of talking, and I, a stupid 18-year-old, complied. I know Tinder is a hookup app, but I guess I was expecting there to be a little more lead up. We didn't even really flirt beforehand. Anyway, that wasn't really the problem. The problem was that he was just astonishingly bad at beep in ways that still evade easy description. He tried to finger me in this frantic, jerky way. It was like he was trying to shake his fingers around inside of me, like you would when you burned yourself on the stove. It actually really hurt for a few days afterwards, and I'm not even sure why. It was just one of the more uniquely unpleasant things I'd experienced. You know how sometimes you take a bite of something, and it tastes so bad that you're like, no way. I was definitely exaggerating how bad that was, and so you take another bite, and it's just as bad? Well, I liked the guy, and I knew I should communicate more, so I decided to hang out with him again. We ended up fooling around in a parking garage my friend had told me was, like, a romantic parking garage. This part, at least, was my fault, because I suggested it. I was 18, okay? I figured I'd give him a beep this time, because I've never not enjoyed giving a beep. Sure thing, right? Except he kept trying to thrust into my mouth, and I kept telling him not to, and he kept doing it. This honestly wouldn't have been so bad, except that he didn't really thrust his beep into my mouth so much as his whole body at my face. Like, he kept slamming my nose with his beep pelvic bone, and I had no idea how to even give feedback on why this was not the way you thrust into someone's mouth. It wasn't even really a beep asterisk centric movement. He literally just sort of moved his whole body both forward and up with each thrust, so it was really hard to avoid biting him. I think at some point I just gave up on the whole thing and had him drive me home. We never saw each other again. I still don't know what exactly happened there. I hope he's better at beep now. The telling him he's doing something wrong but him not stopping thing is so annoying. I banged this one dude a couple times and he kept biting my neck the last time. I had to work a public-facing job the next day and the biting just hurt, so I was like, "Stop biting my neck," and his response was that I liked it. The next day when I looked in the mirror, my entire throat and neck was blue and purple and red. They weren't hickeys because those come from sucking. The bite marks were visible in some places. I looked like I had been attacked. He told me it didn't matter because I was just a barista. It would have been different for him because he worked in tech in an office. Like, listen, when we tell you asterisk, 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 just immediately comply unless it's something that makes you sexually uncomfortable, but I'm not bossy and bet if I've said something it means that I dislike it so much that I overcame my embarrassment and my worry about hurting your feelings. Just listen. Fucked a ridiculously hot underwear model. She just laid back and didn't move. Was weird and thoroughly unpleasurable. The Pillow Princess. Laziness can be a turn-off, especially if she's not acting like what you're doing is pleasurable. He was embarrassed. I felt terrible for him and then slept peacefully. But the worst part was that I was actually extremely turned on. The guy couldn't perform and I was in a situation where even masturbation wasn't possible. The full story was like this. Asterisk, a few months ago, I met this amazing guy on Tinder. We had a couple of drinks together, talked about life, and dropped me to my place. The whole way he kept insisting that we should go back to his place.